Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Today we're gonna be talking about shifting 101. Assuming you got a bike with multiple gears, the basic principle is if the closer the chain is to your frame, the lighter the gear is gonna be, and it goes for the front and the rear. So in this case, there's 2 chain rings in the front, 11 in the back. If I'm in the biggest one in the back and the smallest one in the front, the chain is closest to the frame. This will be your lightest gear on this bike, basically going up a hill where you need a good ratio to get up a hill. If you go the other way around, basically all the way down at the back, and you go all the way to the biggest chain ring in the front, now the chain is the furthest away from the frame, and this is basically going to be your tall gear. So if you're on the flat and you want to go really fast and you get the legs to push the gear, this is how you're gonna go, how you want to shift the chain. So that's the very basic. Now the other concept that's quite important is not crossing the chain. So basically the idea behind that is if you shifting to lighter gear, so right now you're in your heaviest gear and you got a hill coming up or a false flat or something, so you start shifting up and you get to a point where the chain angle starts going kind of across the whole drivetrain, and in order to avoid that, you basically want to shift the front chain ring before you shift any further up. So generally speaking, 3 cogs from either one of the extremes, so from the biggest one in the top or from the smallest one in the back, is when you want to shift the front to basically get a proper shift. So at this point we would shift the chain ring down, and then that might be quite light of a gear. So basically to get close to where you were before the shift, you want to shift 2 gears down in the back. So basically every time you make a shift in the front, you want to do 2 shifts in the opposite direction to have the next closest gear on your ratio. That's just a rough assumption. It doesn't always work that way depending on what kind of gear ratios you have, but it's a good rule of thumb. So basically, just a quick recap: if you're looking for a lighter gear, always chain closer to your frame. If you're looking for heavier gear, the chain furthest away from your frame, and it goes for the front and rear. And then if you're shifting between the two, you don't want to what's called cross chain, where you basically have a big you're the furthest away from the frame in the front and the closest to the frame in the back, and then vice versa, furthest away from the frame in the back and closest to the frame in the front. That's what's called cross chaining. So if you can keep those basic rules in mind when you're riding a geared bike, I guarantee you your chain is going to last longer, your cogs, and as well as your chain rings, and you're going to have a lot better experience riding a geared bike. Hope this recap was helpful. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for bike related tips. I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Ciao.